You gotta get down.
Walked into Target, and the right behind me here, where you see all these lovely swimsuits, that's where the Pride display used to be. And I came in here 2 days ago, and my 7-year-old, who's non-binary, saw it and said, "Look, Mom, it's Pride. Look, they're going to celebrate me." And because some people complained and threw some stuff to the ground, or I don't know what happened, they have moved the Pride section to the back of the store. So the next time my 7-year-old comes to Target,
non-binary means.
or rather, I can't bring them here anymore, at least for the entire month of June, because if they walk in, and all the other people who walk in and go, "Where'd it go?" are going to realize that
7-year-old's
they
gonna
are
walk
being
in there, won't even
successful
remember that was
in
there.
trying to erase them.
Who fucking cares?
We could do so much better than this. We're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists.
Grow the fuck up and realize that it's
We
not
can do
all about
so much
them.
better than this.
You
Yeah, we could do much better. Actually, we could do much better than this. Get her some damn Prozac.
No shit.
What lies beneath your feet? Sacred grounds, watered with tears of blood. Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
On a cold winter morning, in the time before the light, in flames of death's eternal rain, we rise towards the fight. When the darkness is falling down, in the times of awful rise, the sound of evil laughter falls around the world tonight. Fighting hard, fighting on for steel, through the wastelands evermore. The skeleton souls will feel the hell bodies wasted on the shore. On the blackest waves in hell's domain, we watch them as they go. In fire rain, now once again we love. So now we fly, yeah, we're free. We're free before the thunderstorm. On towards the wilderness, where staring storm. Far beyond the sundown, far beyond the moonlight. Deep inside our hearts and all our soul. So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the light soul so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on. Now here we stand with that blood on our hands. We fought so hard, now can we understand? Now break the seal of this curse if I possibly can. For freedom of every man.
This is where we hold them.
So far away, we wait for the day, yeah. For the light soul so wasted and gone. We feel the pain of a lifetime lost in 1,000 days. Through the fire and the flames we carry on.
Damn you, Walton. Now I gotta have a drink because of that damn video right there.
It's making me so angry already. I mean, rule number 1, when you raise your kid, like one of the first lessons is it's not all about you, kid. Like, I love you, you're the center of my damn universe, but you are not even close to the center of anyone else's universe. So have some manners, and if you don't like the way something's going, you tell me about it, and I will help you figure out whether or not it's something we really need to address. This, oh, they moved a fucking section? That's not something that we need to address. You do not need to be putting up your stupid little TikTok video or YouTube short about it. Nobody gives a shit about you, bitch. Nobody gives a shit about your kid. Fuck off.
Why
Yeah.
does her 7-year-old know what non-binary means?
Oh,
I
there's
was just
probably 100 different reasons that her 7-year-old knows what non-binary means.
I was just gonna say, of all the things that happened, like her having a non-binary 7-year-old, that didn't happen the most. This bitch is insane, and her child isn't non-binary. Her child is being mentally abused by a narcissistic parent who is projecting all of her bullshit because she is nothing but a basic bitch onto her child and living vicariously through her. This is the worst.
These parents don't have children; they have props. They're fucking
Exactly.
props.
It is. She's for social media clout. That's what it's for. And this is just. It's as a parent, it's fucking disgusting. It is. These are the people where you just want to grab them and fucking shake them and be like, no. You're fucking stupid, and you're going to create a fucking stupid mini person that's just like you because you're putting all of your bullshit, all of your emotional baggage, all of your fucking insecurities and your hangups and your fucking bullshit mental issues onto this child who did nothing wrong other than be born to a parent who's a fucking sack of shit.
It's not only that, eats up. Like if this goes even further, say they do any kind of alteration, cut off his wee, put in a gash.
That's abuse.
Like how it is. It's absolutely abuse. But
that's fucking child abuse.
Absolutely, it is. But how screwed up is that kid going to be later on in life?
I just gonna say targeted marketing towards this age with this like I will say this open. I take no issue with the LGBs. No issue at all with them. None.
Me
Not
either.
fucking one.
I will
Not
stand
one.
up with the LGBs. The rest of them,
is
fuck them.
The rest is fucking mental illness, and it's garbage, and it's shit that we don't need to fucking validate. Look, if you feel that way and you're not hurting anybody, cool. Don't try to say, well, you're a transphobe because you won't. No, I'm married to a real woman. Like, I don't have any interest in a fucking some dude masquerading around with fake tits and a fucking schlong swinging back. Get the fuck out of here with that and keep it away from kids. Like I said, it's like the whole drag thing. I don't give a shit if you want to do drag shows. Do your drag shows
away from kids. Like,
yeah, don't say, well, we want kids in the audience. Why is it you need kids in the audience at a drag show if drag shows aren't harmful to kids?
Dude,
why is it you crave an audience of children?
Okay, why do you push that's okay? Like,
it's not.
I don't care.
Not for
you
kids.
Do a burlesque show or whatever, that's fine. But that is an adult-only venue. Like that is
absolutely.
4-year-olds don't come in and watch that shit. Drag Queen Story Hour doesn't need to exist. I'm sorry. There's no point or purpose to it. And I miss the days like. Does anyone else remember like back in the 80s and 90s? Like they weren't trans. They weren't transsexual. They were just transvestites. Look, dude, if a dude wants to dress up like a girl, he can dress up like a girl. I don't fucking care. But don't try to tell me you're a woman or act like I need to pretend with you because I don't play pretend all that often.
See, honestly, I think one of the best things that happened to our culture in the last 10 years was Caitlyn Jenner to come out as trans. Because at least she can say, hey, listen, you know what? I feel better dressed as a woman. I don't want to project any of my issues on anybody else, but just call me Caitlyn, and that'll make my day. And then after that, that's it. That's all that matters. She's not asking for anything else.
Wait a minute. I got to input there. Bruce only did that because of his driving, so he could blame it on being a woman.
This
But
is
that's
actually true. That's verifiable fact.
To go back to Tina's point, that's why I really don't take an issue with Blair White, because Blair White I'm a man, but this is how I feel. I changed myself, and this is doesn't really force anybody to accept her, but yet just exists. It's a social media personality. Yeah, absolutely. But as far as like trying to like push an agenda, I never picked that up from Blair White at all.
I mean, that's kind of where the line is, right? Like if you want to do what you want to do, go ahead and do what you want to do. But the second that you start telling me that I need to rewrite my reality for your sake, no. Like my reality is observable by me. I have, scientific markers. I have just basic aesthetic, signals coming in.
Yeah.
I can identify a he or a she based on a glance. Like that's part of
That's a superpower.
Well, that's part of how we identify and interact with the world around us. And when you start trying to rewrite my signals, no, you don't get to reprogram me. Fuck off. Get the fuck away from me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And look at the terminology that she's using. Like, they moved a display, so she can't bring her 7-year-old non-binary in there for a month. And she says we're not supposed to negotiate with terrorists. So if you don't believe in her worldview, then you're a terrorist. That kind of extremism is what we've been talking about for years, and that's dangerous talk. Not that I'm very afraid of people who support this type of rhetoric.
Dude, as someone who has participated in anti-terrorism operations across the globe, I can tell you right now, that ain't terrorism. It's not even close.
Yeah, so saying that your kid might not be non-binary, that's not terrorism, Slender? Is that what you're saying from your experience?
No, moving a pride section from one part of the store to another because people were not enjoying seeing it. That's not terrorism.
Right. Like nobody's really in reality losing their mind because what they should be getting pissed off at is that they made swimsuits for kids with a tuck option. Like, what the fuck? Like my wife called me up. She has a home office and I'm downstairs. She texts me. She goes, "Come upstairs." I run all the way up to the 3rd floor and I'm like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Look at this shit." What the fuck is? I'm like, this is the world's gone crazy.
Well, here's the weird thing about
that's
that.
That's child abuse. That is.
I don't know about the rest of you guys. I mean, we can pull the panel if you'd like, but when I was 7, there wasn't a whole lot to tuck down there. Like my balls hadn't dropped. There wasn't much going on. Like I probably could have worn a swimsuit like that, and there would have been no tuck necessary.
Yep.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Tina.
I would say that was 7 is about the age that my boys were still just taking their hands, cupping themselves, and running out of the bathroom into their bedroom, going, "Mom, just got out of the shower, forgot my clothes." But they were okay because they just had a little handful to hide and just ran away. They don't need tucking.
No,
they weren't tucking.
Hell, back in the day, we were stuffing shit in there to make it look bigger, not trying to hide it.
What's up, Mr. Tickle Trunk? How you doing, bud?
Hi. Sorry, I'm late. There was a burning building. I had to run in and save a baby, so I had burning baby all over me. I had to shower before I started.
All right, Cheech.
So you didn't save the baby, is what I'm hearing.
No, the point is that I tried.
No, be honest. Be honest. You stole some gas, you tried to light a joint, and you blew up the car.
Real quick, I want to say hi, and I want to say thank you to E. Clay Thompson. Thank you so much for coming a channel member. Appreciate you. Thank you for supporting this channel. I got videos coming out for you guys, and I'm going to get back to my Saturday live streams. I just haven't been able to do it. Been real busy lately, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Your B Army's in the house. What's up, buddy? Wait, wrong one. We'll go there. There we go. Your B Army $5 super sticker. Thank you so very much. I hang out in very cool chats with Your B Army, just like Mags. Magitech Mags does a great show on Thursday nights with Mr. Tickle Trunk. Had a fun time this past week. Tickle Trunk. How do you enjoy working with Mags?
It's good. Well, it's I'll say it in a less creepy way. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because I don't have to actually play. I can just sit there and tease her.
You just sit there and talk shit the entire time.
Yeah, it's fun. I look things up, but I talk shit.
And there's multiple chats you can run in, guys, and talk shit to each other too. They got the kick over there, which I didn't even know kick was a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, over there hanging out. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Please smash the like button, share out the link. What's up, lovely Sherry, Power God, Phil T, Ahmed T, Tatu Samu, good to see you. Papa Cotton, what's going on, brother? What's up, Ruben? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. I got a $5 super sticker. Thank you very much from Tatu Sama for $5. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Now, Stephen, I have an important question.
What is the important question?
I have an important question, Stephen. You are the king of sticking the peen in crazy chicks. Would you do it here?
Okay. What do you ask me to put? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Of course he would.
Nah,
Of course
this one.
you
This
don't-
one.
Yeah, I
don't
think he
lie.
This one's not.
Don't
fun
lie. She'd walk by you and you'd be like, oh God, and you'd be chasing her down.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know. Yeah, ETEP, stop giving out my secrets.
I could fix her,
No fucking.
or at least run before she has that epic meltdown. At least just fucking just pump it down, just one night, just get rid of her.
Just that. Don't even know my real name. I don't even have a YouTube channel. I'm out.
And she's a mom, so you know there'll be snacks in the house when you leave in the morning. You can get you a granola bar and some fruit snacks.
Well, at least a juice cup.
You leave and I ate all your kids' fruit snacks, bitch. Ha!
What's up, Zombie Box Reviews? There's a link out there if you want to jump on the show. Andy, thank you for $3 super sticker. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate all the support you guys out there. Please remember to subscribe to everybody up here. Etep Okoyan, how far are you from 1,500? How many more you got?
9 subs away from 1,500 right now.
9 subscribers. Can we get 9 subscribers out there? Get this man to
Yeah.
1,500. This dude deserves to be at 10K. He is one of the best of the best. Great live streams, videos constantly, always taking care of his people, his channel members when he gets them again. And so please support.
And funny as shit.
Yeah, man, thank you. One of the last videos I did was with my editor, Good Stuff. Big shout out to my editor. I do have a full-time editor, Good Stuff Comics Gator. Big shout out to him. But we did one of my Yuri Grabovich, my cousin Yuri Grabovich from Soviet Russia, and we were talking about that Delaware County representative from Indiana, Ryan Webb, who came out and said he was transgender while we were on the topic of this, and he said he was a transgender non-binary woman of color, and he identified as Native American, so it makes him transracial as well.
Transracial? That's
Yeah,
a thing?
so I mean, apparently it is. So not from now on, my friends, look, I am now going to be known as I am Cleopatra. Cleopatra I am more believable than some black woman with a weave. Let's be honest.
What's up, Angelus Draven? Every Rogues here. Got stream. ETEP's gonna be heading over there pretty soon. If you guys are into wrestling, what's Angelus got going over there, ETEP? Why don't you promote him?
We're watching AEW Rampage from last night. And well, yeah, we're just watching that tonight. We were gonna do the WWE, but we can't take that snooze fest, and it's just utter shit. So we're gonna watch AEW tonight, just for an hour, and play some Mario Kart after that, I think. So, yeah,
Awesome.
that's what we're doing.
Thank you very much, Papa Cot in the chat. That is my managing moderator, and if he tells you something in the chat, asks you to calm down, please listen to him. He does have the band hammer and will smack you if he needs to. Let's not get to that point. Thank you, Papa. Appreciate you being here. Mr. Tickle Trunk, did you get a chance to see this video? Oh, I'm sorry, Tina. Do you have something you want to say?
Oh, that wasn't me.
Oh, I thought that was you. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Tickle Trunk, did you get a chance to see this video?
No, I didn't.
All right. Well, let's.
Is she for or against the move?
You know what? We're gonna watch it one more time for everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry, everybody.
That's fine. You did it.
So I just walked into Target and the right behind me here.
Yeah.
These swimsuits. That's where the Pride display used to be. And I
Yeah.
came in here 2 days ago, and my 7-year-old, who's non-binary, saw
No,
it
they're
and
not.
said, "Look, Mom, it's Pride. Look, they're going to celebrate me." And because some people complained, threw some
I'm
stuff
no longer as
around,
special.
or I don't know what happened.
Getting
They have
angry
moved
again.
the section to the back of the store. So the next time my 7-year-old comes to Target, I can't hear anymore, at least for the entire month of June, because if they walk in and all the other people who walk in and go, "Where'd it go?" are going to realize that they are being successful in trying to erase them.
Oh God, this is so.
We could do so much better than this. We're not supposed to negotiate with the terrorists. We can do so much better than this.
What
the
do you think of that,
deluded nut jobs. No, her child is not non-binary. That's her doing. Your child doesn't know what they are. Your child's 7. And if they display female typical behavior, maybe he'll grow up to be a gay man. and not trans or not non-binary or whatever the hell it is now.
Or
Like-
maybe he'll just be like a femi lad. Like a guy can be
Yeah.
kind of girly and a girl can be kind of butch. Like it's a thing. They've existed since time immemorium.
I've had dandies as friends, not straight dudes that are kind of
But here's
Yeah,
the great thing
straight-
about
straight
having
dudes
one of
in
those guys
disguise.
as a friend. Like when you're getting ready to go to the dance, you invite him over and you're like, dude, what should I wear? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna hook you up.
exactly.
Like then all the girls want to dance with you because the dandy, he made you look good.
Damn right, he's a good wingman. Exactly. You gotta use people. Not use people to their strengths. That sounds really bad. How should I put this? Play to your strengths. That's better. And get your friends to play to their strengths, and you can help each other out.
Eclay says that she's a professional actress. Take this with a grain of salt. And I mean, we've seen that before. Actors and actresses, at events that may not have been there.
Of course,
I
she's an
thought I
actress.
recognized her. Okay, now I know who she is.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course she's
but
an actress. So she lied to her face. Well, not her
She's playing
face.
a part.
She is playing a part. She's playing the victim.
Well, and here's the thing. This is not an attempt to erase anything.
Exactly.
They moved it because they'd lost, as of 72 hours ago, $9 billion as a result of it.
And the
So
point
unless
of
this bitch and her friends are going to spend $9 billion, I think they made the right choice.
And you know what? Regular people were used to the rainbow stuff. The problem is that they keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And what they're doing, let's say it becomes a social norm to give to charity. Then we start wearing little ribbons to say, I gave to charity. Then what we do is we start putting ribbons up in stores to say, while you buy a thing, why don't you give to charity? Then what we start doing is we start making it socially acceptable to bully other people into giving to charity. That's where we are right now. And then they start putting signs up in stores. 10% of every purchase goes to charity. What if I don't want to give to that charity? Charity's fine, but what if I don't want to give to that charity?
Well, I
And
mean,
then they
we're
have a
already
charity
getting there
section.
with,
If charity's not
you're-
voluntary, it's a tax.
You're transphobic if you won't date a trans woman. No, I'm not. And that's pretty extreme. Like we go a couple more steps down this path, and it's gonna be like you're transphobic if you won't suck dick.
They're trying that.
Like,
Yeah.
they're
But that's
pushing
already
it.
an argument, dude. Like,
But that's the thing. Like they say, well, you're transphobic. No, I'm not. It's not fear. It's disgust. Like I'm not fucking gay.
It's
Why
not
the fuck?
my thing.
Yeah, why the fuck? Well, that's it. Basically, like I said, I got a cousin who's one of these mentally ill fucks. Like she was a beautiful young lady who went to university and then started dating another young lady who now both of them we're men. I'm like, no, you bitches aren't. You're on a bunch of hormones that are going to give you fucking cancer, and you're like LARPing in real life is what you're doing, and you're not men. And if you're fucking lesbians with extra steps is what you are. I don't.
If you're men,
I was like, just
taking on all the responsibilities that men.
They
have.
won't.
Because
They won't.
It's always I want the privileges, but I don't want any of the responsibility that comes with them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. Exactly. It's a joke. And we're expected to placate this mental illness and this delusion.
No,
and
you're
just
expecting placating can be okay in certain instances. They want you to celebrate it. That's
that's it. I'm not celebrating this degree of mental
tolerance
illness.
is one thing. Acceptance is the other. Is the next step. We stop at acceptance. You accept people for what they are. Now we're going into compulsory celebration.
If you have to say something needs to be normalized, it ain't fucking normal. It's not right.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's not a part of the social fabric. It's not a part of culture. It's not, it really should. It's dependent upon the person, their household. We're talking about less than 1% of the population and as far as the T, there's gays everywhere. But as far as like the T and whatever the hell the rest of that alphabet is, this is less than 1% of the population. Why are we having to celebrate it? Why is it being pushed to the forefront?
Well, the unfortunate fact of the matter is it was less than 10% of the population. In the younger generations, it's as high as 20% now.
People who say they are, yes, in college.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I don't think those numbers are accurate, but
No.
those are probably numbers of people who are saying it.
So there was an email that went around Target. Supposedly, it was leaked out, and we're going to read it here together. It's called it's a threat overview, as political and social. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say before you start, Steven, I gotta take off.
Okay, man.
I gotta jet.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, brother. Tell them
but-
where you're going, what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going over to Angela's Draven's channel right now. We're about to watch AEW Rampage. And outside of that, you can find me at my channel, Etepokuin's the place to be reviews. We have live streams usually Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then we do the live stream. I try to do the daily live stream as much as I can for usually an hour or so. And I release videos and make shorts and do funny stuff. So come over and subscribe. Help me hit 1,500. And I can apply for remonetization June 2nd. So thank you for having me on. I'm sorry I had to jet so early. This panel is full of wonderful folks. Hail the chat. Hail. There be rogues here. I'm out. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, brother. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Let's see if I can get to. Okay. All right, here we go. So it's a threat overview as political and social tensions rise ahead of the 2024 presidential election. What does that have anything to do?
Because everything's got to be about Trump. We got to
Yes, it does.
Trump.
Even if he wasn't running again, they would make it about him.
Absolutely, they would. Target will continue to face an increase of physical security threats related to our commitments on continuous social issues, including support of the LGBT.
Just call them alphabet people.
I don't even know what all those stand for. Community.
Alphabet people.
And
Oh,
Pride
don't worry. I can tell you what they all
Alphabet-
stand for if you want.
No.
Oh, please, Tina, please educate us.
No.
I get one vote for and one vote against.
There's like
so I'll go
50
ahead
hidden
and let you
letters. That's what
continue
plus
to
is
read.
for.
Yeah, exactly.
Online campaigns and boycotts that emerge regarding Target's Pride merchandise have the potential to motivate extremists to violence. Recent extremist focuses are sexualization of children, gender issues, and drag performances. Those are all legit problems.
Yeah,
You're an
here's the
extremist
thing.
if you want to protect children.
Why are you putting sexualization in quotes? It is sexualization of children. That is exactly what it is. I don't know where they lost the plot on this one, but the LGBT movement, that is a sexual movement. So if you are doing Pride as an outreach of the LGBT community, guess what? It's a sexual event. And if you're doing Pride merchandise, that is sexualized merchandise. So if you're marketing it to children, you're sexualizing children.
If you have a tuck option.
Yeah, the tuck, oh my god, the tucking thing is an adult concern. That's not a child's concern. So why is it attached to children's clothing? Because it's an adult making decisions, thinking that children think like them for some reason.
Because it's less about the need and more about trying to get these children to start emulating these behaviors now so that they come more naturally when they get forced into those situations down the road.
Well, and I think it trains them to be more accessible to predators. These are conversations that a kid shouldn't have. You shouldn't be having a tucking conversation with your child. Like the non-binary 7-year-old. That woman is abusing her kid, in my opinion, and trying to impose her worldview on a child before that child even has a chance to understand themselves in relation to the world.
If she even has a kid, remember, she is an actress. She could be saying that she has one when she doesn't.
Right. She could have spawned something. Right. I don't know what's happening in Hollywood, depending on which demon they're invoking. Let's see. Guests may express their opposition to Target support of the alphabet community in general to the specific Pride merchandise through disruptive acts in our stores by making threats of violence. When I say threats of violence, because I know we've heard this.
Show me the footage. Show me the fucking security footage where that happened. You record everything in those stores, and you have audio. Show me the footage where there was a threat of violence. I guarantee you don't fucking have it.
A different opinion is violence.
No, yeah, because even taking their little sign and dropping it to the floor is violence to them. They're so butthurt over anything.
Yeah, well, then I want to see the footage. I want them to gather that footage and show how violent these people were, because they have it. They say it's happening. In this notice, they say that it's happening. I want to see it. I want America to see it and be like, "Oh, that guy knocked down a sign. That's not really." I mean, if we're going to compare that to "It Is Ma'am," who destroyed an entire GameStop because he got misgendered, who's the more violent person here?
But that person was defending themselves, and the reason they were violent is because there was an act of violence against them when he didn't get called ma'am. That you're asking for. I understand what you're saying, Slender, and it's legit. You're asking for evidence from these people, and to them, you just simply saying, "I don't believe that a man can get an operation and turn into a woman" is violence, and that's an opinion. That's a fact in my opinion, but it's an opinion. It's a personal opinion. These people get triggered by you confronting or denying their beliefs in any way. That is confrontation to them. All confrontation.
Yeah, but that's not violence. As
it's
defined,
not. No, but
that's
to
not
them
violence.
it is.
They can
to
say
somebody
it is, but it's not true. We have definitions.
To somebody who lives in a world of
rewrite
bullshit.
The definition,
to somebody who
that's not violence.
To somebody who is a liar and lives in a world of bullshit and looks at the entire world through a funhouse mirror of this is my worldview and everything else is wrong, no matter how factual it may be. That is violence. That's violence against that liar, that bullshitter, that delusion. If you are trying to disrupt the delusion being created by that individual, that is violence to them.
Well, I mean, and here's the thing. You can't give them that. I don't care how many mental gymnastics they do. I'm not giving them that. Show me the violence. And if I see what I think I'm going to see, that's not violence. And there is no way you're going to change my mind on that. Because we know what violence is. Like, it's been a well-defined term for a long, long time. And you don't get to rewrite the dictionary just because you want to change the meaning of something.
Mm-hmm. Next up, it says, our Pride merchandise may spark disagreements among team members or prompt concerns that Target's values don't align with their own. That in and of itself, shouldn't that be a problem? Shouldn't the people sitting around the desk at corporate think, this might divide our own workforce? But they don't seem to have, I don't know, they're addressing it. They don't seem to have an issue with it. I know that if I have a team of people, I don't want them all fighting with one another. To me, this is a denial of the actual problem. It even addresses the problem in and of itself is the sexualization of children, and putting them in adult circumstances. They're trying to push adult.
I think it's just because they're trying to push adult issues on kids.
Yeah,
and I think it's that the sexualization is just part of it.
That is part of it, but it's a dangerous part.
It is a dangerous part because what they're doing is they're giving cover for predators.
It says physical security risks will be the highest for team members within the the alphabet community. So, if automatic, let's create fear. You may be at physical risk if you are a member of this squad. If you are a member of the alphabet community,
no, you're not.
And do you know why that is?
Why?
Do you know why that is? Because it's usually the alphabet community that's the ones that'll get into people's faces, scream, holler, push, try to take shit away from other people that they don't agree with, starting the fights.
And that's the biggest problem too, is we've skewed the whole legal process, because technically, if they get in your face and they push you, they've just laid hands on you, they have assaulted you. That is assault. At that point, you can fight back. But you're probably going to be the one who gets charged and goes to prison for it.
Well, absolutely. Some guy just got charged with murder because he waited until the assailant who was trying to rob him shot him first. He then fought with a guy, wrestled for the gun, and then shot the assailant, and he has been charged with murder. But he was assaulted first.
Where the hell did that happen?
You can't even defend yourself.
Was that New York?
I believe so. I can't remember if it was New York or LA. It was one.
Wow, I'm not even an American, and I knew that by guess.
Yeah, New York is going backwards.
How did I guess that?
Let's take some of these cream puffs and put them back in 70s New York.
Let's do that. You basically got three guesses whenever something like that happens: New York, Chicago, San Francisco. It's probably one of the three.
Very, very true. And of course, you can, totally guess on, who was white and who was black in that scenario, and why the victim
someone
was
had more
charged
oppression
with murder.
points. Someone had more.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's a try. It's better way to try and create division, amongst the population and keep them fighting with one another if the laws themselves are racist, or the way that they're employed.
It's so
like
stupid.
we didn't learn that from the past.
Yeah, and they're employed this way because of a narrative. It's not true that that one side's more oppressed than the other. Like, there's issues, yes, from far back. That's why there's there's less white people in poverty because of some things that happened in the past. But why aren't we addressing that instead of everything else? Why don't we address the problem? Well, we don't address the problem because it brings voters. We don't address the problem because activists get to put money in their pockets. If the problem goes away, they lose purpose. And it's
all about creating problems for which there is no solution. It's not meant to solve.
Of course.
It's meant to be it's the same reason why we don't have cures for diseases. There's money in
that's
in
consulting
treatment.
101, right? If you can't solve the problem, there's good money to be made in prolonging it.
Right.
Yep.
Same thing with warfare. It's just.
Oh God, warfare. Yes, definitely.
Well, so at the end is what gets me. It says we have not seen any indicators yet in 2023. We're halfway through. Any indicators yet in 2023?
No indicators yet. But
concerns.
So what's the first part of it about then? So they just lied to us.
Well, I also want to know why in that statement we haven't seen any indicators yet. Well, how about all the targets that are shutting down in the cities because of being looted? That's not part of this at all.
And they're not being looted by conservatives.
Those looters are going in there because they hate Pride, right? Like,
yes.
That's why they're going in there.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Those looters have a more oppression points than you do. You would get arrested.
I hate Pride. That's why I'm stealing this flat screen.
Well, this is any indicators yet in 2023. So I think this is attached to the political and social tension rise of 2024. Trump's coming, so there's going to be problems in 2024 because of all this. But everything's okay now in 2023 because we have a tard in the White House. That's how it comes off to me.
Jordan Peterson said about it. Pride is a sin, right? Like,
excellent.
Well,
point.
I think that's a trick because you can take pride in being a good person.
No. It's one of the 7 deadly, and the 7 deadly. No one of the 7 deadly sins is actually a sin in and of itself. It's like alcohol. It's a sin.
Yes, it's how you
taken
apply
to
it.
excess.
Exactly.
It's something that needs to be moderated very closely before it gets to a point where it becomes damaging.
Yeah,
and
Tina,
I think pride and envy are the worst too. Like, they're fucking dangerous.
Yeah, it's
Tina,
like how
the
medicines and poisons are close together.
Sorry, Tina, would you get the New York Post article ready? That's the 2.1 million.
And
I will work on that. Sure.
Thank you.
And I want to say one more thing too.
Go ahead.
Try not. I know it's hard to do, but try not to conflate, like, gay people with a gay community. There's no gay community. There's no trans community. There's communities.
No,
in
and
the same way,
here's the thing,
there's no
like,
white community, so there's no black community. There's communities.
Here's the thing. Here's my homophobia coming out. I have some gay friends, right?
Well,
I was invited to their wedding. I would have went, but unfortunately it was too far away, and I was on hard times, so I didn't have the money to get down there.
Oh.
But like, I've had conversations with that friend, and like, he's like, "Yeah, I wish the community would just shut the fuck up because I'm like everybody else. I just want to live my life and be left alone."
Exactly.
Like, that's all they want.
People who are called the gay community or the trans community, they're a subsection of a subsection of a subsection of a demographic. They don't represent anyone but themselves. And I think we need to stop using the word community because it's a lie. And it's a lie that gives them power. Undeserved power.
Right.
And it's destructive.
Right. Because I understand what you're saying. So there's the other end of this. So some of the things this gentleman says, I found this on Twitter, makes sense, and some of it is, to me, the other polar extremist opposite.
So he goes too far too.
I think he's far right, or at least for me, I would consider far right.
He could just be a staunch conservative, being like a pissed off conservative.
See.
You never
We'll
know.
see. I mean, you guys decide, because we're going to check out what this man has to say. All right, this is Betty Johnson.
Okay, so I am here at Target in Tampa, Florida. Just walked in the door. You've heard that there's a backlash and that Target's made some real changes to their very aggressive Pride display this year, and you have been lied to, actually. Because right here at the very front of the building, there you go. There's your little toddler mannequin, and it gets better.
Those things are so
Check this out.
tacky.
So,
Well, why
they
would you?
also have toddler gear,
Why?
onesies for literally 12 months. That's what that is. And then they have this designer. See that? This is designed by the now infamous Satanic company. The guy that says we're hanging with Satan because Satan
Who?
respects pronouns.
Who's that? It's jittering like crazy for me.
Hold on. I'm not. He doesn't mention who it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good now. Is it
Can
my
you hear
end or
me?
yours? Oh, I can
It's
hear you.
his.
Oh.
No, that's probably my end. That's right.
God damn it,
That's fine.
Steven.
No, I don't know who the Satanic. He didn't mention who the Satanic company is, but yeah. So
Because
I
people do
gotta
say
find out
stuff
more
like
about
that just to be provocative. So I want to know if it's his opinion or if it's.
No, actually, the artist who created some of the gear, as well as a whole bunch of different buttons, is actually a Satan worshiper, and he's an artist. He's got like the horns going back out of his head like a ram's horn.
So okay, it is
he's-
Satanic.
Because
Oh,
when
yeah,
I
so
think
he- yeah.
So he's an
trustworthy and no
edgelord.
ulterior motives, I think Satanist.
Exactly.
So he's an edgelord, basically.
Mhm.
He's a provocateur.
Yep.
I'm sure he just does it to get a rise out of people.
He prays to
Most people do
Hermaphrodite.
that stuff for it's self-aggrandizement.
We don't have to use fancy titles. We could just call him a dumbass because
Yeah, he's
that's
probably a
what he
dipshit.
is.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Along with the
Yeah,
child mannequin.
by the way,
I've been asking.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say Eric Carnell is his name. He's a Satan-loving trans artist who designed the items in the Target's controversial Pride collection.
Okay. All right. Well, that's legit.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And you know why they
Let's
hired
get-
him?
I don't know. I don't believe in that God either. So
You know what? Do you know why they hired him?
why?
Because they knew it would give pushback, which makes them
Oh,
justified.
absolutely.
That's the whole purpose of this thing. It's an op.
Did you say the whole porpoise?
The whole purpose of this, yes.
Okay. Just to make sure. All right.
Sorry, I still think I
aquatic
have.
ops. It's in the water.
The reason to do this is to get a rise out of people.
Play, which is at the front
Yeah.
store. How close
Absolutely.
is this to the Joanna Gaines section?
I'm unfamiliar
which
with
I
Joanna
find
Gaines.
particularly interesting because
Okay. Give me one
I love the
second.
freeze face.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me
I
1
I
second.
love his freeze face.
And just so you know, Joanna Gaines is a designer, and a bunch of her branded items are also available at Target.
Okay.
Tatsu says, not a Christian, but I'm definitely on your side. Well, thank
Yeah,
you,
exactly.
sir. Appreciate
See, I'm
the
not
super
either,
chat.
and I am too.
Yeah, dude. I think we're on the side of common sense, protecting our children. That would be a nice thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a pretty staunch Christian.
Thank you, brother.
Raised Catholic, but like at the end of the day, like one of the main things that we're taught is judge not lest ye be judged.
Exactly.
Like, yes, you are supposed to point out when you think that someone's behavior is sinful or that they're straying from the path, but like unless you're a soldier, you're not the one who goes to war over it. Like
Right. That's kind of the way like Scotty, he and I had we have talks over the last couple of years. And like he gives me the impression that because he's a very devout Christian, he's like, it's not my place to judge, is how he puts it. I'm there for, he's there for other people of his faith, or he'll hold there if someone else, another Christian needs his help, or someone wants his help or wants to know about Christianity, he's there, but he doesn't judge. He doesn't go out and like judge other people, which is, to me, that's
no, it's
pretty decent.
not our place as Christians to do so. Like if you come to me for advice and ask me, this, that, or the other, I'm going to try and give you the best advice I can that's going to do the best for you, and not just like physically, economically, financially, but spiritually. Like spiritual is important, but like if you start to stray off that path, I'm going to try and tell you that you need to get back on track, but I'm not going to grab you and drag you back to the track. That's not my place to do that.
Right. Robbie Bowman, hey man, good to see you, dude. He says Satan was a trans angel.
It's actually true.
Well,
transition against his will.
learn something every day. Tatu says woke is the new sick religion.
It's a cult. It is structured like a religion, but it is legitimately a cult.
Well, it's part of the reason it's so anti-God too, because like look at what these people want more than anything. They want power. And the idea that there's a God means that they can't wield ultimate power. So they have to make sure that there's no God on the throne so that they can sit there.
Yep. Just like Stalinist Russia.
Yep.
I mean, and power of God, like that's the best route I think to go, right? Is to pray,
And the other thing too is like the other half of it too is as a Christian, you're supposed to believe that God has enough forgiveness for everyone.
Yeah.
Tina, I'm human, so I don't have to have that kind of forgiveness.
Yeah, you just gotta mind your own business.
That's messed up. St. Peter's not going to like that. All right, Tina, please take it away for us.
All right. Well, Target, current subject of our conversation, gave $2.1 million to the LGBTQ group that urges schools to hide kids' gender transitions from parents.
Jeez.
Target has donated $2.1 million to an LGBTQ advocacy group that has pressured school districts to not tell parents if their children identify as another gender, according to an online report by Fox News Digital. The giant retailer, which has been the subject of widespread boycott calls in the wake of protests over its Pride collection, has partnered with the Gay and Lesbian Straight Education Network, a teacher group founded in 1990 with the aim of creating affirming learning environments for LGBTQ youth. The GLSEN also opposed efforts by legislators to ban LGBTQ books with sexually explicit themes. Yep. The GLSEN leads the movement in creating affirming and anti-racist spaces for LGBTQIA+ students. We are proud of the 10 plus years of collaboration with the GLSEN and continue to support their mission, Target says.
Their mission of mutilating children without the parents' knowledge? Oh, wow.
Well, Target and GLSEN share a belief that all children deserve the opportunity to learn and thrive in a safe environment, which we don't argue with. However, Latasha Ward, the Executive Vice President and Chief Corporate Social Responsibility Officer for Target, says the voices and stories of the children and educators in this documentary show how far we've come as a nation to give us hope that all students can reach their full potential and be proud of who they are. And here is the lovely GLSEN.
What does anti-racist have to do with LGBTQ+?
Because it has to fall under the same umbrella. It's intersectionality. Everything must become the ideology.
Well,
so they
that's
have
the stupidest part, right? Like L, B, G, those are all sexualities. T isn't really a sexuality.
No, it's not.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, it's a delusion, I guess.
Well, look at the flag now.
It's hardcore playing pretend.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say they can't agree on the same flag because there's like 12 of them now.
Yeah, look at the new flag. The original rainbow flag, it was a rainbow. It had every color in the rainbow because it was supposed to represent every human being. So you and I, as straight people, are on that rainbow flag. Now, they made it about themselves when the phalanx... Yeah, the phalanx coming from the left-hand side into the damn thing as an invading army. The big triangle, they made it about skin color. They made it about trans people. There's like the asexual circle thing in the new one now.
But if you want to get really deep into it, and this is like super conspiracy theorist, like deepest levels of 4D chess kind of shit that I've thought of. But like the rainbow is biblical. The rainbow first appeared after
God's promise.
The earth. And yes, he hung up his bow, which was the rainbow, as an oath to humanity that he would never do that to us again. So in a weird way, the flag almost to me sometimes feels like them stealing God's oath. I kind of want it back. Like, personal opinion. Especially when we start talking about Satanists and all these other weird shits that are going on.
Yeah.
Well, I like what Tatsusama has to say in the super chat. Do what you have to do, but don't step on my toe.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly it. Live your life. But just because you have a certain view or a certain way of living doesn't mean that I have to approve of it. I don't have to agree with it. That's true. That's real freedom. We are being constantly attacked by people who are, I think, just trying to create arguments.
Oh, he disconnected.
Uh-oh.
I'll continue that thought.
Guess it's our show now.
It's ours, and we'll do what we want.
Oh no. Well, let me
Rogue
read a
Entertainment
little
is
bit.
dead. Long live Rogue Entertainment.
Let me read a little bit more of the article while we wait for Steven to rejoin us.
Well, the whole, what he was saying there is like you don't step on each other's toes. The reason why we're going down the road we are now is because Live and Let Live was working.
Yeah.
Right.
And they can't afford that because then all this activism stuff goes away.
And I mean, that's what is it? The old premise: you are free to swing your fist anywhere you want, as long as it doesn't connect with my nose.
Yeah,
your freedoms end when you hit me.
At the tip of my nose,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh shit, he's back. We gotta behave.
Okay.
I put it on a hotspot. I'm done with this. I hate
So
Florida.
we were
internet.
having so much fun while you were gone, and now you're back.
GLSCN
or,
has been among
screaming
the
in joy, and I was like,
organizations.
oh god, it's gonna go to hell. Please go back online. Get back online.
We didn't even notice you were gone, actually. We just continued with the story.
Okay, Tina, go.
All right. GLSCN has been among the organizations that have urged states and school districts to refrain from notifying parents whenever students decide to socially transition their gender. School leaders told the Washington Post that not notifying parents is necessary in order to avoid outing children who could be in harm's way at home. One controversial practice used by some schools in at least 18 states, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, is having teachers use new trans names for children in class, but then reverting to the original quote unquote dead names when talking with parents. The secrecy surrounding children's gender has prompted several lawsuits in states such as Massachusetts, Florida, Wisconsin, Kansas, Virginia, and Maryland.
Good.
Exactly, and how many of those are blue states? GLSEN has urged teachers to intervene if children are drawing objects or pictures involving sex so as to make sure that they are compliant with gender ideology.
So
When
we're literally trying to guide the children in that direction.
Yes, sneaky
and
like.
This is a little thing, but it's always bugged me. Like, you can legally change your name, but last I checked, you don't just get to randomly pick one at will. Like, it was a conversation I had a while back because my kids they wanted to go to public school, so we stopped the homeschooling so they could go to public school. We're monitoring that very closely, mind you, but like, there are people who just decide they have a different name than what their parents gave them, and I'm like, no, your parents gave you that fucking name. Like, you don't get to just throw that out. When you're old enough, you can go legally get it changed to whatever the hell you want. Or if your parents are okay with it, they can pay to have it legally changed. But if your legal name is X, Y, or Z, that's what I'm fucking calling you. I'm not calling you your pretend name.
There's a big red flag with this thing. Why would you ever trust an adult that tells a child that, we have a secret and we're going to keep it just between us and don't tell your parents?
See, I had the same.
Does that sound good to anybody?
Yeah. I had the same thing happen to my son when he was little. He was very excited to come home and tell me that he and Miss Becky had a special secret, and all he did was talk about the special secret, and he couldn't tell me what it was. He's an innocent 4-year-old, right? So I go to work the next day, and I go up to Miss Becky, who's this cute little 20-year-old working part-time at the daycare, and I present her the story and just say, I'm sure you can understand why I'd be concerned that she has a secret. And she goes, oh my God, I totally realized I didn't put the note in your bag. I was just trying to, because we borrowed Jacob's extra, sweatpants because one of the kids in the class had an accident during nap We lent his pants to Jacob, but we wanted Jacob because Jacob's a good friend and he likes to tell people about what a good friend he is. We didn't want him to embarrass the kid, so we said we'll just keep it a secret. She says,
See,
"I'm
that's
so
cool.
sorry." Blah
I
blah
like
blah.
that.
Exactly. But the teacher came back and knew I knew what I said would sound bad to a parent, and
So
I
you should
had
put
the
the note.
note.
Yeah.
Right, and I totally just didn't get it in his bag in time or
Oh.
whatever. And it was a sweet story, but that could have gone a million wrong ways.
Yep. And
I mean,
everybody
you get the
listening
wrong
right now
parent,
knows
and that
exactly
could've
what you were
gone,
thinking.
Like, that could have gone with some dad going up to the school and being like, "What the fuck is this secret you have with my kid?
Yeah.
I'd
Busted
like to know
heads.
about this secret."
Exactly. Scary, scary stuff. Shall we finish the article?
I guess so.
Yeah, that's about it.
When students are creating their own surveys, if they want to include data for biological sex, teachers need to be sure that they include both intersex and other choices. GLSEN wrote in a blog post
Intersex is not a
titled,
choice. It's a
I
medical
know.
issue.
How do we make math class more inclusive of trans and binary identities?
Math class?
This
Math has
pisses me
nothing to
off.
do with sexuality. It's math.
1 + 1 is penis? Is that what they're talking about?
Apparently.
I don't understand.
And if the children want to include data for gender, a variety of choices need to be included, such as agender, gender fluid, male, female, non-binary, trans man, trans woman, and other. The post has sought comment from Target and GLSEN, which I'm sure they did not.
What the fuck?
No, I want them to learn about history and math. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want the teachers to do their fucking job. They're not the kids' parents.
This is part of the reason that the median IQ in America is going down right now.
Yeah. We're
Like,
teaching them that your face plus my fist equals,
up until I think it was like the mid to late 90s, every generation was smarter than the previous generation by median average.
Right.
It's going down now, like, because you're not teaching them shit.
Well, to be fair, they were adjusting the IQ.
well, I mean,
for-
education standards were falling anyway. Well,
Yeah.
like, the standards for education have been falling for several decades now, but now it's like, okay, that isn't good enough. We're not making adults seem to see through our bullshit. So let's throw all this sense in here and make school and then like a full-on indoctrination center for nonsense, things that don't matter in life. They're personal experiences. It doesn't matter to the general public. In your house, putting on woman's panties and wishing you were a girl, bro. That's not me. And I don't want that being taught to my kid. Maybe health, I guess. Maybe in health class, some of this topic or simple topics. Early? No.
Yeah,
this is nonsense.
You need to start teaching kids about the birds and the bees just before they hit puberty, and that way their hormones don't control them.
Yeah, that's fine.
They control their own bodies, and they don't do stupid things like teen
And that's
pregnancy
fine.
skyrockets, right?
But
like that's good, but you don't
teach.
Oh my god, it's not
Yeah,
like
right, but teach
trans
the basic
person
biology.
plus. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah, teach basic. That's me. How hard is that?
Trans person
All right.
plus
It's
dead
nobody's
name equals sad
Across
face.
your worldview.
Yeah. Fuck.
Tina, the next article's in the private chat. If you could get that.
Yep, I'm pulling that one up. Do
I-
you want to cover the last couple paragraphs of this one or go straight to that?
Oh,
one?
sure. I'm sorry. I didn't know there was.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
go-
this was going to be like, we were going to get this deep on this show. I'll be right back. I need another beer.
Go get another beer.
I'll just continue with 1 + 1
We're
equals
going in
fuck
deep,
off.
bro. It's ball. Okay.
Yeah.
Target said Tuesday it was removing some items from its stores and making other changes to its LGBTQ plus merchandise nationwide ahead of Pride Month after intense backlash from some customers who confronted workers and ripped down displays.
Like,
Once again, want to see the video. Since
Yeah.
introducing this year's
Proof, please.
collection, we've experienced threats impacting our team members' sense of safety and well-being while at work, Target said in a statement on Tuesday. Target has lost more than $9 billion in market value since angry social media users called for a boycott of the Minneapolis-based retailer over its rollout of the Pride collection featuring LGBTQ-friendly clothing for children. Yeah, but they do not include in this paragraph the fact that 1.3 billion of those losses are coming from theft.
Yes. Theft that they're just letting happen. There's a couple. We're not going to be able to show everything that I put in the rogue chat today, but did you guys see? Was it a store in
The looting? Oh, the
Maryland?
looting was fun. Yeah, it was great.
Guy just in there, just collecting stuff. Security at the door. Not that security was going to do much. Just watching it.
Yeah.
You know, like what do you do? There was another article. Or was a video that I shared. Well, just off topic, real quick. About 2 women cops on looters, someone who was stealing from the store, and they got fired from the store for calling the police about somebody stealing. How does that make sense? Just what say? Just take
Fucking
free
clown
shit.
world.
Just take a free shit.
It's so
clown world.
stupid. It's so dumb. And this whole thing would have been no problem if they just had like a pride section where they sold rainbow stuff and things with rainbows on them, and not like a centerpiece with things for bathing suits for toddlers to tuck their little peepees back.
Right.
And they're acting like that's normal, as if the backlash is against trans people. The backlash is against. Ugh, I hate it.
Here's the biggest problem with it is the double standard.
Okay.
It's the fucking double standard, because at the end of the day, if anyone else who was considered more normal or mainstream expressed pride to the level that they do, it would be gauche, it would be bigoted, it would be racist, it would be unacceptable, inappropriate. But when a certain organization, a certain group, a certain cross section of the community decides that they're gonna do pride, you got to celebrate it. It's great. You should pat them on the head and be like, "Good job. It's so great how gay you are." Now, fuck off. Like,
You know what we need to do?
Yeah, Tina,
we
let's
need to get
cover
all the
that.
sensible. We need to get all of the sensible LGBT people. We need to lock arms with them and just start kicking dicks. That's what we need to do.
Hey,
Yeah,
DJ,
yeah.
Metaphorically, I don't actually mean violence. Like, just get a trans person to tear this stuff down and be like, leave people the fuck alone. They'll be everyone's champion for like a year.
It's true. And there are plenty of them out there, but like they're not like the ones in the movement. They are not vocal. They just want to be left alone.
Yeah, and it's most people within those demographics. This is just a small amount of fucking nut jobs. And people who have empty lives, who feel like they need to push something to give their lives purpose.
All right. Well, the positive note on this battleground.
Yeah, it's
this
positive.
article. Yeah, we need some positive.
Yeah.
All right, Tina, take it away.
All right. America's biggest children's hospital has announced plans to alter its gender reassignment treatment for children as the deadline to comply with the new Texas law looms and damaging claims from whistleblowers emerge. Mark Wallace, CEO of Texas Children's Hospital, THC, on Wednesday wrote in an internal hospital memo that it would stop prescribing hormones to minors and help them get gender-affirming care as it is known across state lines. Last week, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton launched an investigation into the Houston-based facility, saying puberty blockers and other trans medical experiments violated state rules. A whistleblower claims that the hospital was rushing transgender kids onto puberty blockers and hormones when they would have been better off with mental health support. They also alleged that parents were scared into allowing their children to have treatment.
The
Are
problem
those
is
doctors
kids.
fired? Are they being sued for malpractice? Have their
They should sue
licenses
them.
to practice been revoked? Like, it's great that you're halting this procedure, but you had doctors who were knowingly doing what was not best for these children and trying to scare the parents into going along with it. They better not be working anymore.
The problem here is kids. Why are they giving these to kids? Why are you trying to alter a growing being's development? They should get mental help.
Yeah.
is what they need. Counseling. And
You see a shrink.
if they become
Yeah.
adults, if they become adults and they're still like, you know what, I feel like I'm a dude in a chick's body, then go right ahead.
Yeah, and the thing
your
the thing
thing.
is, like, in clinical practice, there's degrees that you would go down as well. Like, What if you just, you buy a dress if you're, a dude and you feel like a woman? See how it feels just to dress the other way. Like, you don't need hormones. A lot of people just do drag every once in a while. It makes them feel good. Like, just do what makes you feel good. As long as you're not hurting anybody, that's fine. And like, you don't have to, oh my God, you don't have to go through the hormone route. And they're pushing it on people who cannot consent.
Well, and those hormones and those, like, the puberty blockers especially are fucking dangerous, because they're like, oh, it's no big deal because they can come off the puberty blockers at any time. Yeah. If you miss puberty, it's not going to happen when you're 19 and decide you're going to come off the puberty blockers. Like, you might get a little something happens, but like, you are not going through a full puberty anymore.
Yeah, and if you're going to get the reassignment surgery, geez, if you're a male and you feel like a woman and you're getting the reassignment surgery, there's not a lot of material to work with.
No, they actually.
And that's really bad. That'll
from that.
And and then you'll be there's a lot of people who do die from that. But like, if you go on puberty blockers, how do I put it delicately? You don't develop as much as other males. So you end up with almost nothing there. And then what do they got to do? They got to strip stuff off your arm to finish the job.
Or your colon, unfortunately.
Or your colon.
Why that one
Like that?
child passed away.
Oh,
So stupid. It's so stupid. It's so counterproductive as well.
I found that video that they're all railing about that somebody went in and destroyed the Pride display.
oh, do you?
I have the video.
Let's see it.
Oh, you have the video? Yeah, let's see it.
I did some digging, and coming from TMZ, so you gotta take this but this is what happened.
Oh my God, violence! Oh my God, the violence!
And that's it. That's all he did. But they're saying he destroyed that whole thing.
Does he know?
Oh,
Does he know that he
most
murdered
that
thousands
happens
of
in
trans
a
people by
situation
pushing
like
that over?
that- Well, the most that happens in a situation like that is somebody comes up and goes, "Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave."
Yeah.
Like,
And they
you
fix it.
wouldn't even
And
call
they-
the cops for something like that.
Which is really
the manager
sad,
could-
because he'll get kicked out, though they let the thieves take whatever they want for as long as they want and don't ask them to leave.
right,
Ugh.
right.
Yeah, really, I got to remember this so that the next time someone asks me to leave, I could just be like, "Sure, fine," and then like grab $998 worth of shit on my way out.
Yes, there you go. That's the solution. The reason the manager couldn't do anything about that situation because his fifis were hurt. All right, he was going through a transition that really hurt him. It crippled him as a human. He had to go to therapy because of that violent act we saw. Thank you, Deej. I can't believe what's going on in the country. It's going to get worse in 2024.
It's so messed up. They're treating adults like children and children like adults.
Well, remember,
Yes,
that guy is the greatest threat to national security. That guy right there
He's
is one of the most dangerous people in America.
He's probably a Trump supporter.
He
Oh,
probably voted for Trump. He probably owns a MAGA hat.
he's still allowed to talk or walk. He's not. He's incapable of making a choice if he made that choice. Awful.
Jesus.
Well, the
so,
story about the Children's Hospital
please
just breaks my
continue,
heart. The story about the Children's Hospital just breaks my heart, because I mean, my older son had a blood disorder that was a result of a bad reaction to a required medication delivered through a shot, and he spent a lot of time between the ages of 5 and 13 in and out of children's hospitals. And we met some of the most wonderful caregivers there that just make the parents feel so great and take such good care of the children and just really, really do a wonderful job. And then to only find out that, less than 15 years later, these same people could possibly be trying to, strong arm you into letting your children have these procedures done, and it's a heartbreak.
Well, first is people start doing this stuff because they don't jump to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's baby steps, and you give in, and you give in, and you give in the guise that what you're doing is the right thing to do. But because you're, what's the term, slow boiling the frog,
Right.
you don't notice that the water's boiling.
Exactly.
And they're still good
Slender,
people. They're just
Zach's
doing
had-
really stupid things.
Zach's had a great solution for you there, buddy. You won't even be asked to leave. You can tear up as many rainbows as you want.
Oh my god.
That's interesting. What if me and my friend went in and one of us wore a BLM shirt and the other wore a Pride shirt? And we just, in concert, worked together to just fuck the whole place up. Nobody could say anything to us.
Sir, please stop, sir. It's ma'am. Right? And they'll have to back off.
Yep. And then
They'll
they'd
go,
see the
you're one of
shirts
them.
and they'd be like,
You're-
well.
Oh, you're one of them. I need kid gloves. I need to treat you like a child.
It looked like you wanted to set this section of the store on fire. Did you need a lighter? I can go get you a lighter. They're just in the other aisle there.
He's so flaming.
Oh, too funny. A whistleblower claims that the hospital was rushing transgender children onto puberty blockers and hormones when they would have been better off with mental health support. They also alleged the parents were scared into allowing their children to have treatment. The move to end the transgender treatment program follows Texas Republicans passing a law banning gender reassignment treatments for most minors, which is set to take an effect in September. Over the next few months, Texas Children's will modify the gender-affirming care we offer to comply with the new law. Wallace wrote in an email shared by the Manhattan Institute, a think tank. And that is that.
Well, so we have some positive news, is what that means.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Children.
when you saying what states they were in, you said, are they all red states that are happening, or are there some blue states that this is happening in? Or is it just conservative areas?
It looks like this is just happening in Texas. I don't think this article mentions other states.
Oh, because I don't know what's a state and what's what. So
yeah, Texas is very much a red state. If Austin gets any larger, though, they might not.
Austin is like the cancerous cyst that Texas has, just right there on its ass.
It's like Chicago and Illinois. If it wasn't for Chicago, we'd be a red state.
Yeah.
I mean, the sad thing is half of Chicago could not even turn out to vote, and they'd still take the state.
Well, wait a minute. Take that back, Tina.
We've been fixing elections since Joseph Kennedy paid for it.
Take that back, Tina. It's Chicago, East St. Louis, and Springfield now.
Oh, very true. You're right. You are very right. I forget about the collegiate areas of the state, such as Springfield.
I don't know, any final thoughts on this topic?
I mean, I already expressed my main thought, which is if there were doctors who were pushing this, they need to be fired, and they need to be their license to practice needs to be revoked in the state of Texas.
Exactly.
Yeah. I agree. Protect the kids, man. Protect the kids, y'all. It's kind of what today's theme is all about, because there's a lot of propaganda and a lot of things coming at our children in order to normalize adults using them as things to project themselves through, using adult topics that should stay in adults. And we're gonna have a whole generation of kids. It's already happening now. There's already reports of people who have went through early transition and then they discover that they're not what they transitioned into, and therapy and having to get having to have operation the
There's
rest of their
horror
lives.
stories, man.
Being
People are messed up for life.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and
the thing is, there's going to be more detransitioners than trans people soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
I believe it's up to 20%, and that doesn't include. As I say, I believe the detransitioners are up to 20% right now, and that doesn't include the folks that decide to leave Earth prior to detransitioning.
Yeah, like the parental rights and education bill that they called the Don't Say Gay bill, because they want to it's how propaganda works. That came about because of a teacher trying to transition someone in their class without the parents knowing, and the child's second suicide attempt is what brought it up, and that's how the parents found out. They had already tried to, release himself from this mortal coil once before, and their parents didn't even know.
Ugh.
Oh my god!
Isn't that horrific?
It's hard enough.
That was the straw. That's not even the only thing that happened. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, and why they made the bill in the first place.
Well, if you've got 20% detransitioning, that is a massive cross section. Like, you need to go back and look at policy at that point, like, because the policy is not working if you've got that big a cross section that's going into detransition.
Yeah.
Right. If an FDA approved medication would be causing 20% side effects in 20% of the population, that
like the vaccine
drug would no longer be used. I wasn't going to go that way, but sure, yeah.
Yeah. Well said, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Just having our own conversations, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you being there, guys. Please remember to listen to your mods. Pop Cotton, managing moderator out there. If he says, what he says goes. So please respect that. Respect everybody else in the chat. Conversation, debate is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Let's keep it there. Next up, DJ Odyssey is going to bring us this next story.
Yeah, Monty Python star says, "No, I won't cut Life of Brian scene critics have hit as transphobic for stage version." And we go on down here and we go, Monty Python star and British comedy legend John Cleese has lashed out at the press in recent days for allegedly reporting that he will be removing a politically incorrect scene from future adaptations of his movie Life with Brian to avoid offending the trans community. In recent statements on Twitter, Cleese claimed that a reporter had misreported me when claiming the entertainer was planning to cut the famous Loretta scene from an upcoming stage adaptation of the classic religious satire film. He corrected the reports, claiming that he is merely illustrating that others have advised him to do with the politically controversial scene. He declares he has no intention of removing it, which is kind of surprising after seeing Cleese's Twitter over the last few years.
Really? Because I mean, Cleese, he tries to be diplomatic, but he is pretty staunch in, no, our comedy is our comedy is our comedy, and I'm not changing it like ever.
But there has been times he's said some things that are kind of whack out there, and
he has TDS.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the scene in question features a male character from the 1979 British comedy telling his associates that he wants to be a woman named Loretta and demands the right to bear a child. Flabbergasted, Cleese's character in the film tells the man that the notion is ridiculous, while other male colleagues offer that they are merely advocates for his right to childbearing as a symbolic way of standing up to oppression. I want to be a woman. It's my right as a man. There, I can't do the British thing. The character claims in scenes obviously played for laughs. I want to have babies. It's every man's right to have babies if he wants to. After Cleese's protest, the character snaps, "Don't you oppress me." That's basically the whole gist of the thing, because then they just kind of go into blotter.
Yeah, what's funny is that was 1979, and at that time, it was complete absurdity. But holy shit, did they predict the future?
They did.
That's a hell of a thing. Yeah.
And it's not even strictly like a trans thing either. It's he wants to bear a child. Or sorry, he wants the right to bear a child as a man.
The right to bear a child. He's not saying he can.
Yeah, he's not saying he can. He just wants the right to do it.
Apparently, when you scroll down to the bottom, some of them also wanted him to remove the musical number "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life."
Why?
Yeah, what's the problem there? I mean, that's kind of the end of the movie.
Yeah. Maybe they were offended by the line, "Always look on the bright side of death." I don't know. I have no idea why they would be offended with that song either, but it's just...
Yeah, I don't understand. It's a pretty good song.
I don't know.
I haven't seen Life of Brian in forever. Be honest with you.
We need to do a Life
now that
with
I think
Brian
about
watch
that,
party.
the Loretta scene. We should. We absolutely should. But like, that was comedy then, and we're living it now. Living it right now. How did this happen? Who dropped the ball? Don't blame it on Gen X. Did we drop the ball?
No,
well,
we did not drop the ball.
It was kind of pointed out to me that Gen X was the ones that started having these kids that started acting this way.
Oh shit.
I don't think it was Gen X. I really don't. As someone who is kind of in the middle between Gen X and the millennials, like, I typically subscribe to Gen X. I had older parents. I identify more with the apathy generation, as it were. And since we can just pick, I'm picking.
That's how it works.
But like, I don't see how apathy led to this. But millennials got all kinds of fuckered up with social media and political correctness just going to the most anal retentive levels. I think a lot of that happened post Gen X.
I would agree.
Yeah, I'm my sister's a millennial. I'm 77, so I'm like late Gen X. But I have a little millennial in me, I guess. Yeah, but my parents were, and that's kind of how I was brought up. I have to admit, hey, in the 90s, yeah, I was, all about Rage Against the Machine, all about fighting the machine, and, fight. And now it seems like a little sucks because it just created more craziness. It just created more batshit nutty.
And Rage Against the Machine is for the machine now?
That was for the machine,
awesome?
yes. What the fuck? Yeah.
They raged against the machine right until they were assimilated, and now resistance is futile.
Right that. Oh, let me see. Ooh, is there anything else we're going to cover? Yes, we should. I guess. Oh, man. That scene from The Little Mermaid. Oh, my God. Have you guys seen the tweet about the scene from The Little Mermaid?
Oh, is this the one that the Chinese state-run media doesn't
Which
want?
scene? Like,
No, there's two different articles. We had two different articles. We had the video for the song, and then we had the article about China apparently telling Disney to stop with the damn things, or they weren't going to.
Let's finish out with that. We'll finish out with that article because I don't think I can
putting black people in movies because they don't like that.
I don't. Yeah, damn it! Stop, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Stop.
Did you see the poster for China?
Yeah, China doesn't like a very specific thing that we all seem to be ignoring here in America.
Yeah.
But you want to find racism, go to
they've
China.
They've got a melanin issue in China.
You'll find it real quick.
And this article comes from Bounding Into Comics. Guys, please support Bounding Into Comics. Thank you for what you do. Tina, take it away.
Little Mermaid. The Chinese state-run media warns Disney to stop pushing racism narrative around fairy tales or they will lose their magic glory. An article in China's Global Time, an English language outlet run by the Communist Party of China, warns the Walt Disney Company to stop pushing a racism narrative around The Little Mermaid and other classic fairy tales or they will end up losing their magic glory. In an article published this week, Global Times specifically called out the Walt Disney Company for pushing political correctness with the casting of Halle Bailey as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. They claimed Disney's decision to cast a person of color as the lead of The Little Mermaid seemingly was made to break stereotypes and promote equality. But so far, the negative reactions outweigh the positive ones. This begs the question whether Disney's political correctness actions are motivated by capital interests or genuine concern for representation, Global Times wrote. And this is a image of the live action meet and greet that is now available at Hollywood Studios, or now called Disney Studios. Because that's the only place you will find the black Ariel, because the white Ariel is in the Magic Kingdom.
I'm conflicted now because it seems like this Chinese propaganda outlet is saying everything that I agree with.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel anymore.
I got to take a drink for that.
The The outlet went
Support
even further
TikTok.
by insinuating that Walt Disney Company is the one creating and spreading the entire racism narrative surrounding the film. They are. The controversy surrounding Disney's forced inclusion of minorities in classic films is not about racism, but it's lazy storytelling strategy. It then questions if the company truly wants to represent the marginalized groups, or why not create original stories that reflect their experiences instead of turning classic tales into sacrificial lambs for political correctness. They even warned Disney to stop going down this path. When the beautiful stories that have accompanied countless children's childhoods become arenas for racial conflict, they lose their meaning and become devoid of romance and fantasy, replaced by arguments about skin color.
Okay, hold on. Is this a Chinese op to suck in people who aren't going down the road of intersectionality?
I don't know.
That's the way it sounds.
They're pretending to be the good guys now?
I gotta figure that there's some sort of there's a move here, and I don't.
Even though intersectionality is being pushed in a Maoist way.
The move, Slender Dad, is that war makes strange bedfellows, and China hates blacks, and so they're getting on board with this in a way that they can bring other people onto their team without them knowing.
Yeah,
that's what this is.
Yeah, because they're winning me over with the points they're making, but I know there's racism in four of them. I don't want to go there, but it's...
Yeah, like my brain is saying, but they hate black people, but my heart is flying through trees, holding a sword, jumping on air right now, looking for and Crouching Tiger theme songs playing in my head.
Well, the thing is that China looks at, what is the name they use for white liberals? What is it? It's Baizu. They understand how completely effing retarded it is, but
Which
they also
is great that they made a word that specifically means woke, ignorant asshole.
No, it means woke, ignorant white person is Baizu.
But you know what's also great about it, Slender, is that those are the same political. Those are the same political types. Not that it's just Democrats, but they're the same political types that always get in bed with them, gives them the tax breaks, gives them the tariffs they want to get, whatever they, you know what I mean? And so they know that the person that they're using, the political party that they're using, are a bunch of wimps that are backstabbing, lying, double dealing, and double wheeling. And but at the same time, they get to kick them.
Their bitch.
Right. They're kicking their bitch. That's what it is. And I think it's funny. These points are legitimate points. Why are you? They have been taking entertainments, games, whatever, for the last 10, 15 years and using them as political cudgels. And it just gets worse and worse and more. It gets more absurd as time goes on. You do something like this in an era 20 years ago. Okay, let's just say 20 years ago. Let's shift the time frame of this film. All right, let's say Little Mermaid came out in the 70s. And they did this in the 90s. Would there be some people bitching? Yeah, but it wouldn't. It more likely would have been done for the art of it than it would have been for any political.
They would just say we got the best actor for the job.
We got the best actor for the job,
and because it's in the Caribbean, we think it works okay. And Poseidon has different, different. He's been around the block. He has a daughter from. Yeah, he has a daughter from every one of the different seas, right? So they are different skin colors and yada yada yada. And it would have been done properly.
And we wouldn't give a shit. Seahorse, and he's part seahorse, which means he carried those fish to term.
Well, okay, let's. I want to clear up one thing. Male seahorses do not do that. The reason they say those things is because they sexed them wrong. The scientists got it wrong when they were.
Are you serious?
Sexing the seahorses. Yes, the male's the female. The female's the male.
Yep.
Get out of here! All right,
and they're not changing it. They're just saying the male carries the.
For a laugh, I looked up the box office numbers for China for opening day for this movie. Now, we know China is a huge market. Anybody got a guess?
2 people saw it.
How much?
I said it's either 13 or 23,000.
2 people.
Well, it's more than that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go
but
with
it's way less than what
250,000.
should be from China. It only made 550,000.
Wow.
Not even $1 million.
Damn.
That's crazy.
And those are some oppressed people. They weren't told to go to the theater. You could tell by the numbers. They weren't they weren't let out of their apartment complexes that have been sealed in and go
Yeah,
to
they
the
welded
movie.
them in. Yeah,
They didn't do that. They didn't let them out for that. So
when it comes to China, Disney only gets about 20% of the box office, so it's almost useless to release movies there.
Yeah, but Disney's the one
They
that's
probably
always
paid
been.
more on shipping.
Papa Cotton said that she's in the Color Purple remake and her eyes are exactly the same. So, so it's not CGI. They really are like on her temples. Wow, that's a shame.
Yeah, she has a very small forehead and very wide set eyes. And I thought from like a fish perspective, that kind of looked right, you know?
I put a link in the chat. If someone could bring that up. Whoever's sharing right now. This is the poster for China. Because they couldn't put a Black Panther mask on her face, they did something else to hide her ethnicity.
Well,
they couldn't hide her behind a Jedi on a poster. So,
just for a comparison, though, here's just for a comparison. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 opening day in China made $7.5 million. Little Mermaid couldn't even get $1 million.
Yeah. So the one on the right is the Chinese poster. So they made her blue.
Wow.
So you can't tell so you can't tell her ethnicity.
That's a damn shame. China, what are you doing?
You know what I love about this? You know what I love so. Oh God, it's I love it. It tastes so good. Disney did this on purpose for them. So Disney, with all its virtue signaling, is racist as fuck.
You know what I love about this, Mr. Tickle Trunk? That you felt that you needed to point out that the one on the right, with the Chinese characters at the bottom, was the Chinese one.
Look, look. All right. I've been sparring with a troll.
Leave Tickle Trunk alone. We do have some mentally challenged person in the chat.
I've been talking to this I've been talking to this really stupid troll, who I know is a troll now in the chat. I'm not even going to bring up their name, and I think I got dumber.
I mean, I've been watching the conversation, and I think
it's glorious.
Too, so.
I love trolls.
So, damn man, China. So they get to beat up on white people, woke white people, and then they get to cover up the black people.
Yeah, and then they hide the black people, and then they say they're better than white people. Isn't it great?
China's like a 5D level troll. They're on their game.
They're not even playing chess. They're playing Doom.
You think China does racism? China takes racism to the next level. You can be a different kind of Chinese person, and you aren't the purest, bestest Chinese person because of the region you were born in.
Yep.
And somehow they'll know. They get crazy over there.
Stop being a bigot. They're not playing Doom. They're playing Chinese checkers.
They're doing a better job than this country with their propaganda.
Yeah.
Give them that.
And even though the propaganda here mimics their propaganda. Jeez, it's so weird.
There's no escape from it, guys. There's absolutely no escape.
I know.
Oh, geez, man. This night was... Oh, my hair went wild. I took a shower before we started, and then I took the camera off, and now it's wild. Okay, I'm crazy looking. So, that was a fun night. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you being here. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Appreciate all the great conversation and holding it down. So we are going to move it on. Right now, Angela's Draven has a stream going on. If you're into wrestling, go check out that stream. I don't think ETEP's streaming later, but Scott, Spork News Pod, if you guys are interested in more topics like this, great panel, great people, please go check them out. You got 3 people right here on the Wednesday show over on Scott's channel. And what is it, Tina? What do we say?
The best Scott stream is a stream without Scott, so I don't know what this stream's going to be.
Yeah. So go check out that. And anybody else that's streaming later on, I'm going to go through the panel, let everybody promote themselves, and we will begin. Funny Brethren, DJ Odyssey.
I'm just the Deej. I am the pink bunny. Actually, I am a lesbian bunny of color, damn it. You like that there?
Oh, yeah.
Power? I'm a lesbian bunny of color.
With a package.
With a package. tuck option. That's the real concern.
No, there is no tuck option here. It just hangs out, damn it. Put that package out
Looks like
there.
an explosion.
But actually, you can find me over on my channel where I do this, that, and everything else. And you can find me with The Real Review, Chris Knight, over on Hunstar's channel on Sunday nights doing Jackbox and Name That Tune. And that's all I got to say.
All right, brother. Thank you for being here, guys. Please subscribe to the Deej. Check out that channel. Oh, great people, great times. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here. Next up is...
And we made it through a damn stream without Walton wanting to wax my butt.
Wow, how do I
You had to
follow
mention
that
that.
up?
You can do it, Tina. We believe in you.
All righty. Well,
Don't talk
speaking
about
of
his sack.
Sporking News Podcast, besides going over there now to check out his Saturday stream that's currently in progress, the link is in the chat. Join us on Wednesday night on Sporking News Podcast for the Wednesday Mad Stump, because the best Scott stream is the stream without Scott on Wednesday night. And when you don't see me in the chats over the weekend, you might also see me on the panel with Vinny Arch, which is Vinny Tartamella's channel, on Friday nights and Sunday nights. But we are taking Sunday off for the holiday. So hope to see you all next Wednesday. Working News Podcast. Be there.
All right. Thank you very much, Tina. And guys, please remember to subscribe and support artists that are promoted over there. Support your independent creators. Next up is Slender Dad.
You can find me in all the usual places. I'm here on Saturdays quite a bit. I'm on the Mad Stump on Wednesday nights over on the Sporking News Podcast side. I am one half of the Ascendant Art Podcast, which is 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday nights. Last night's live stream was a lot of fun. We had Culture Casino on, and he got to experience all our arguing and sidetracking. So that was a lot of fun. And then there's the movies with Mad, and occasionally we do play Conan Exiles and get up to wacky adventures with a bunch of our friends.
All right. Thank you, Slender. Appreciate you being here. And last but not least, our flappy-headed friend, Mr. Ticklestrom.
Hello, everybody. I'm here every Saturday at 7:05 now. What's with the 05?
Yeah, we're TBS now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Because I always need 5 extra minutes.
Yes. And I'm also on Magitech Mag's channel. It's MAGET. Wait, hold on. I can't spell. MAG.
Oh, God, come on.
ITEK.
You've got one channel, one job.
I know, right?
Here's the
This is
thing,
why I don't
Mr.
have a channel
Ticklestrom.
myself.
I went and watched the last one, and it is spelled MAGETEK, which is
God.
wrong, but that's how it's spelled.
All right. I'll talk to her about that maybe.
MOUSE.
And I just want to say that. Hold on. There we go. Hello. Hi, my lovely face. That trolling troll sustains me.
Hi, Power. Would you like to hang out with us?
You know, Papa Cotton has had more fun in the chat tonight than I think. God bless him. Good for him. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you. Please remember to support your independent creators out there, the ones you love, no matter what level it's at. Make sure to support them because we don't have an industry to support other. And please check out Scott's stream later. Go check out Angela's stream if you're into wrestling. The masses, look, I can't say enough about Magic Mag's stream on Thursdays. It's a lot of fun. Please check out Slender Podcast and DJ and Chris to him, old friend of mine. Haven't seen him in a while. We haven't streamed in a minute. It's good to see him. And thank you guys so much for being
wonder
here.
right now, Steven.
I am. Okay.
Your picture is frozen. It looks like you're constipated. What's going on?
It does a little bit. You do look like you're struggling, like you're in distress.
Am I
For a guy who
constipated?
streams,
Distressed?
you'd
Is that
think
what it looks
that you
like?
would get like a decent internet.
You better get that Walton brew coffee going and flush that out.
Well, he's buzzing.
It's Florida. It can't. Not Steven's fault. We can't do anything about it. Florida sucks. Internet-wise.
Florida does suck. Yes. Internet Florida sucks. Yes. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Phantom Menace historian. Wash your hands. Wash your other you suffer no fools. And seriously though, wash your dick, clean your balls. Take care of it. If you're not going to tuck it, take care of it.
Donovan, you made this?
The kiss gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. She gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. His girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he did it, she don't know that I'm paid. But yeah, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, tripping nothing, my money got you say it. Uno those traits gon' get caught with the kiss. Gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. She offended, she a bitch, won't say nothing cause of switch. But I just might hit a lick, I've been feeling like a dick. Sippin', also feel like shit, he wanna steal my fit. He wanna steal my life, he wanna fuck my bitch. So he disappear glitch, rock out my way, never snitch. Rock out jet, hit a crit, and now I'm looking just a sip. Cool, uno those traits gon' get caught with the case. He gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Girl, look in my eyes, please tell me I'm not fired. She tell me that I'm done, so I smack her on the side. And I tell him that I'm done, and I smoke her finna slide. Tired of the bullshit, boy talking think he high. He gon' talk, but I'm hearing hella lies. Like with choke, do not care about your ties. Cool, uno those traits gon' get caught with the case. Gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Keep my name out your mouth, talking when I'm not around. Just cause I moved to the south don't mean I'm not in town. Boy, he not a rat, he just a little mouse. He said that he slide, but I'm thinking it with doubt. Uno those traits gon' get caught with a kiss. Gon' get caught with this K if you don't look at me straight. Bitch, say what you say, we not gon' catch you in the day. Yes, he gon' have to pay us, the K makes him late. This girl waiting cause he late, but she don't know his face. She don't know that he did and she don't know that I'm paid. But yes, she ain't never fit, she wants to get laid. But no, trippin' nothing, my money got you saved.